Hello and Viva Pit Senyor everyone, and welcome to my game review and preview. And let's have an update about Final Fantasy. Sad news. The Final Fantasy VII Remake schedule has been delayed because the developers of the Final Fantasy VII Remake game is still in development and it's still ongoing, but the scheduled date was delayed because it's very important for the developers and the producer of the original and remake of Final Fantasy VII, Yoshinori Kitase. According to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Twitter account, and it says, a message from the Final Fantasy VII Remake development team, and a message also saying, we know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we have been working on. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting for deserve, we have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020 instead of March 3, 2020 because the developer is still ongoing until it's finished the new game project from the developers of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Square Enix, including Sony Interactive Entertainment. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer. Thank you for your patience and continued support from Yoshinori Kitase, the producer of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's why the Final Fantasy VII Remake scheduled release date was going to delay because just like the Nintendo Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered, scheduled release date is still delayed from May 2018 to October of 2018. It was 5 months of making the new game for the Nintendo Switch family of systems from Bandai Namco Entertainment. And also Dark Souls Remastered released last 2018. Which is May of 2018 for the PS4 and Xbox One, and October of 2018 for the Nintendo Switch system, including Nintendo Switch Lite. And also, if you remember, the N64 scheduled release date is still delayed many times because the developers from Nintendo still ongoing because they tested the N64 game like Super Mario 64 prototype version will appear in the Nintendo Space World, formerly Soshinkai Show in Japan in 1995, including the inaugural of E3 in 1995 as well, because the Nintendo 64 release date is scheduled in 1995, but it's still delayed. In April 1996, the N64 released in Japan and North America, but it's still delayed. And why? Because the N64 was released in Japan on June 23, 1996, September 29, 1996 in North America, and following the year, which is 1997 in Europe and Australia. Just like very long time to release the N64, but still delayed of release date. Well, let's go back to the update about the Final Fantasy VII Remake release date. So unfortunately, the Final Fantasy VII Remake release cause the developers of Final Fantasy VII Remake still ongoing until it's finally finished. The producer of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yoshinori Kitase, was doing their own video game projects like famously role-playing games or RPGs, including Japanese role-playing games. So the Final Fantasy VII Remake was released on April 10th, 2020 instead of March 3, 2030 because the Final Fantasy VII Remake release date is delayed because just like the Nintendo Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered, release date was delayed for a long time. And also, according to Games Radar, and it says, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been delayed and will now release on April 10th, 2020, a week before release of Trials of Mana from the Nintendo Switch family of systems. The official Twitter account for the remake posted the news with a message from Final Fantasy VII's producer Yoshinori Kitase. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience, Kitase said. As I said earlier, the Final Fantasy VII Remake message was so sad about the game release date was delayed. Originally set from released on March 3, 2020, 3 days before Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX for the Nintendo Switch family of systems, the delay pushes the release date back by a month. This announcement comes alongside the news that Square Enix's other big game, Marvel's Avengers, has also been delayed. The new release date puts the remake close to the release of Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red's highly anticipated RPG or role-playing game. March and April are stuffed full of upcoming releases, with plenty to keep us busy over March in Final Fantasy VII Remake's absence. This news comes just shortly after a series of leaks surfaced online showing parts of the game as yet unseen and potentially revealing a host of new details. The images from the leak also show the first reveal of character, Red 13, as well as a famous scene with Cloud Strife or Cloud, the first name of the character, from the original series, which is the original Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation, released in 1997. Shortly before the leaks appeared, Square revealed a series of screenshots showing Sephiroth and shots of Aerith in combat with some seriously cool-looking moves. Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the most anticipated games of the year, and the excitement around the release has been growing rapidly since it was first announced. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer, Kitase said. So Final Fantasy VII Remake is an upcoming RPG game from Square Enix, because if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, try to play Final Fantasy VII Remake in April of 2020. So Final Fantasy VII Remake on April 10th, 2020, a week before release of Trials of Mana for the Nintendo Switch family of systems, because the scheduled release date of Final Fantasy VII Remake was changed from March 3, 2020 to April 10th, 2020. So be sure to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake before it's too late. And also, Final Fantasy VII Remake is available for pre-purchase at your favorite retail stores, online stores, or PlayStation Store from now until April 9th, 2020. So whether you can buy early or on the launch day, April 10th, 2020. So be sure to pre-purchase or pre-order of Final Fantasy VII before the supplies last and it's gone. So once again, Final Fantasy VII Remake was released worldwide on April 10th, 2020, exclusively only on the PlayStation 4. Sadly also, Final Fantasy VII Remake was never released for the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, because only PlayStation 4 to release the Final Fantasy VII Remake game, because the Nintendo Switch version of Final Fantasy VII Remake was released very soon. So please stay tuned for more updates about Final Fantasy games, Sony PlayStation, and Nintendo. And that concludes the Final Fantasy update featuring the Final Fantasy VII Remake game release date. So what do you think about the Final Fantasy update? Are you going to pre-purchase the Final Fantasy VII Remake at your favorite retail stores, online stores, or the PlayStation Store? Are you going to buy a Final Fantasy VII Remake early or on the launch day? If you are a Filipino PlayStation fan, are you going to buy a Final Fantasy VII Remake early or on the launch day? And are you going to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on April 10th? Please let us know in the comments below. And of course, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and ring the bell for my game review videos, updates, game reactions, including gameplay and unboxing. And you can also follow us on Twitter at CSP Game Review and Preview for more game review videos, updates, Splatfest results updates, gameplay, unboxing, and game reactions as well. But wait, there's more. If you're in the Philippines, you can pre-purchase a Final Fantasy VII Remake at the PlayStation Store at SM City North EDSA in Quezon City. So whether you can buy early or on the launch day, April 10th, 2020, So be sure to pre-purchase Final Fantasy 7 Remake early before it's too late for the Filipino PlayStation fans. And we will see you in the next Final Fantasy update and game review and preview video. And we will see you next time. And goodbye. This is the Final Fantasy update featuring Final Fantasy 7 Remake schedule release date. You're watching CSP game review and preview at Viva Pit Senyor, everyone.
Balakay, mo'y atong dungog Sayo na gipari sa pagdiog sa sulog Pagkachiko, padampin, anang sa Santo Niño Kilalag na kinabuyaron, malipay ang ginoo Sinunod, siya gitong kusog
Pit Senyor! Pit Senyor!